How's it going, man? Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
My name is Afraid of Myself. I am from Hawaii originally, born and raised. I moved to Vancouver, Washington when I was 21 to pursue music. I dropped out of college. I was supposed to be an English teacher. I had a full ride from like school grants and scholarship money, and I started playing in bands when I was around seventh grade. I think that's around 13, 14 years old, up
Yeah.
until maybe my senior year, junior year. I was always getting kicked out of bands, brought into new bands with the same people, and I just didn't like it. And out of high school, during my college years, I I made a band with my friends. We were doing pretty good. I got kicked out, and then I was like, you know what? I kind of just want to like learn how to produce music myself. So now everything I just do by myself, like on
Nice.
my own. Yeah.
Do you feel like there's anything specific that led to, getting kicked in and out of bands, or is they all like, just completely different scenarios?
Um. Well, when I was younger, so let's say 13 to about 17, I was always more progressive. I was listening to a lot of different stuff, like a lot of heavier music. The metalcore scene was popping back in 2009 to about 2013. I was listening to a lot of A Day to Remember, Sleeping with Sirens, Parkway Drive, a lot of Blink 182, um,
I
Bless
see
the
you got
Fall.
the Bring the Horizon poster right
Yeah,
back there.
a lot of Bring Me the Horizon. So I was one of those like emo pop punk metalcore dudes. A lot of guitar, but yeah, when I was younger, nobody was really fucking with any of the music that I was listening to. They're always into like the older stuff, like Red Hot Chili Peppers and like just all the older bands that I wasn't really into. I mean, I'm really into the 80s stuff. Like a lot of the bands that influenced me would have to be like The Cure, Blink 182, and a lot of the metalcore scene stuff.
Nice.
And when I was older, like when I was in college, a lot of the band broke up because I was dealing with a lot of alcohol abuse problems.
Mm.
So that was pretty hard and just partying a lot, when you're young, when you're in a band and you're like 18 to 21, 20 years old, you're going to want to party and play music and get paid, and just do that all the time.
Oh yeah. It's not a bad life.
Yeah, it's not bad. It wasn't bad. It's just, sometimes when you do things without moderation, they can catch up to you.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And now that you're making music on your own, what do you feel like some of your biggest influences are? Do you still stick, to the metalcore scene, or is there some new music that's, becoming more of an influence to you?
Um, so newer stuff that influences me would have to be I really like Nothing Nowhere. Joel.
Okay.
Are you familiar with him?
Mm-mm.
I met him back when he toured here in the U.S. in Washington. It was around last October. Met that dude. He was pretty cool. A lot of Nothing Nowhere stuff. I like stuff with guitar, so I listen to like a lot of Little Peep, Nothing Nowhere, um, Blink 182's new album, but a lot of my influences are probably older bands from the early 2000s
Nice.
and a lot of 80s stuff, a lot of 80s bands.
Okay, cool. What's your favorite 80s band?
80s bands, I don't have necessarily a favorite, but I would have to say I'm more so influenced by Motley Crue, The Cure, um, Def Leppard, and The Cars. I would have to say. Yeah.
Nice. And
So a lot of guitar stuff, you know?
yeah, yeah, definitely. So you said you like moved from Hawaii to Vancouver, Washington. What made you move there specifically?
Um, so one of the dudes that I was in a band with, his name's Isaiah. He's a really good friend. We're friends now, and he ended up dating one of the girls that moved from Washington to Hawaii. She lived there for a year or two. They got together, and they're married and they have a kid now, and they're doing great, and that's awesome for them. He found out that I was dropping out of school because I was partying too much and I was doing music and everything was going good. You know, everything was going good except for school. I didn't want to become an English teacher anymore. And
Mm.
he's like, "Hey, dude, like I heard that your music stuff is doing good, and you know how to record stuff. Do you want to just move up when we go back to Washington?" And I said, "Yeah." And that was about 2.5 years ago, and now I'm here.
Nice. So how do you like it there?
Washington's dope. I like the scenery. A lot of trees, very clean air. But yeah, compared to Hawaii, I do miss the water, and like everything that comes with that, like the beach, girls in bikinis, being
Yeah,
able to like it's summer 24/7. I really miss that kind of vibe. You can smoke weed and just chill on the beach, and nobody bothers you.
yeah. Yeah, I live in Miami Beach, and strangely enough, I met this guy through music. Like I produce music, and he's a rapper,
Yeah,
and I went and stayed with him in Vancouver, Washington for like 2 months,
that's cool.
and yeah, so I know your city slightly. Like I stayed there like at his house for like 2 months with him, and it was cool because it was summertime.
Yeah,
It wasn't cold or nothing. I've heard the winters could be pretty brutal there.
yeah, man,
Um,
it's getting cold. It's getting
yeah,
cold.
big difference from Hawaii, I would say.
Yeah,
Do you do you feel like growing up in Hawaii had like a big influence on your music, or how? I don't know anything about the scene there in Hawaii.
there is basically no scene.
No.
Right now, they're starting to come up with like a rap scene and their their own vibes. I don't know. A lot of them don't really like me for some
Mm.
reason. I moved out here to do the alternative music,
Right.
Like I love Hawaii, but for some reason a lot of people just talk a lot of shit. And I'm just not about it. So
Yeah.
that's my answer with that. But living in Hawaii, I feel like taught me how to be a good person.
Mm.
And a lot of the music growing up, I just listened to a lot of Blink 182. My Chemical Romance is a really big influence. Like
Hell yeah, man.
Gerard Way is an amazing vocalist. Frank Iero is a great guitar player, Ray Toro, and I looked up to a lot of those guys growing up.
Yeah. Yeah, man. This definitely probably like from that era, probably my favorite band, My
Yeah,
Chemical Romance. They're definitely like they're just different. I never really heard anything like them before or after. It's just like they're their own thing.
yeah.
And so whenever whenever you're making your music, is there like a specific sound that you're going for, or you just you know go into the studio and see what comes out? Do you kind of have it like already like planned out, like okay, this is what I'm gonna do? How do you go about like writing your songs?
How I go about writing my songs and recording them?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. When I go, see, that's kind of two questions. How do I write my songs and how I would go about them? I'm
Yeah.
confused on the question.
Okay, so I'm saying like, sometimes people have like the song already in their head, they've already written it, and then they just got to go and record it. and then other times they make it up on the fly, like as they're in the studio, they, do it. You know what I'm saying?
So I have to say it's a little bit of both
Mm.
actually. Some songs I can write and finish in a day, in a couple hours, and I'll be like, here you go. That's my art. Take it for what it is, and that's it. Sometimes I can work on a song or a project for months. I'm releasing a music video and a new song really soon that I have been working with four of my other partners in my collective. Um, Eternal Audio. I have like a studio, and um, it's gonna be really different. I feel like than what a lot of people are doing right now, especially on SoundCloud. I feel that a lot of people don't necessarily know how to play real instruments.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you can produce beats digitally on your computer, that's
Mhm.
awesome. But I also feel like if you can play your instrument and produce yourselves and throw those together, I
Yeah.
feel like you can do anything, you know? And a lot of people don't understand that. So when I go into the studio, I I have access to my studio all the time because it's here. It's this room, you know. You can't see everything because it's behind you, but sometimes I sit down. I usually start off with the guitar. I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. Well, how am I feeling right now? You
Mm.
know, and then I'll write it out. If I like it, I'll record it. If I don't like it, it'll just be another song stuck in my book, you know, that never gets recorded or released or anything.
Yeah. You you said you work with collective. Um, what do those guys do? Are you all guitar players and singers? Like what's the roles those other guys play?
Okay. So uh, my main role is I run the studio. I run all the sessions. I own all the equipment. Um, I own the name, all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
Um, and I kind of like manage and oversee like the music and what's going on.
Mm.
And there's Killis. He's awesome. He's 16. He is I would say like kind of a ghost main, kind of like death metal, hard trap, rap, goth kind
That's
of
dope.
sound, you know? And that's two of us. There's five of us. Then there is Dark Shore. He kind of sounds like The Weekend, kind of like sex, vibey, like chill music,
Mm.
break-ins kind of style.
Yeah.
Then there's Witless. He is kind of like a mixture of like Little Peep and like a Xavier Wolf kind of singy, flowy, you know, like emo rap. And then we've got Kill Benzo. He actually has no music released yet, and a lot of his music will be coming out after our music video. He is just a rapper. He just raps.
Dope.
Like Killis produces all of like the hardcore beats and hands them out to the guys. I make all the Blink 182 like band kind of songs, you know. And
Yeah.
me and him are basically the main producers for our studio. And everyone else just does vocals and they do their own thing and they do it really well.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, man. It's always good to have a nice group of people to make music with. It's cool to do it yourself a lot of times, but it's nice to get the feedback from other people and work with
Yeah,
different minds bring different ideas. Might take
totally,
something in a direction you weren't thinking of. Yeah.
totally.
So
And
that's
it's weird too because the pandemic, um, that's where it all started. You know, it was people just getting all together. I was already friends with Dark Shore, but the other three dudes, Kill Benzo, Witless, and Killis, uh, they were friends of my older friends that I used to work with.
oh,
And
that's cool.
they just came in and I was like, hey, like I feel like we have all really good potential. Like there's a pandemic going on right now. You guys want to do stuff? You guys want to make a collective? I feel like I want to work with you guys for a long time.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad that in a bad situation you was able to find like some good, out of it.
Yeah.
Um, Speaking about the pandemic, do you feel like, you learned anything personally from this time off? Like, is there something that, you took from this for like life lessons, so to speak?
Um, I feel like if you have a dream and you have goals, it doesn't, not necessarily music, but say like you want to uh, be a massage therapist or a doctor or a firefighter, you know, I feel like if you have a goal and you have a dream, you should chase that no matter what, because anything and everything can change very quickly,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
can
definitely.
lose loved ones like that you don't know about. You know, like you could wake up tomorrow, and you might not wake up tomorrow. You know.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, man. Do you guys have you started the collective during the pandemic, so I'm sure that you have a lot of new music about to come out. You have the video, and then what can we expect in the next few months other than just the video?
Um. Hmm. You can expect a lot of new music from all of us. We're gonna be starting to. I think right now, like as of yesterday, we've started to collect beats and instrumentals that haven't been used by us, and we're actually gonna start leasing them and selling them online through
Oh,
Track Train, I believe. Yeah, Track Train. And that's just another way to generate money to go back into the studio so that we can keep doing this. Uh, all of us make music for fun, and it's because we love it. We don't really do it for anyone besides ourselves.
dope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. When you guys when you guys work together, do you feel like, you know, the lyrics that you write, are they something that is personal, or is it just kind of, trying to write something that sounds good?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Well, having your lyrics sound good, both when you sing them and the way that you write them, it does. It's very important. But staying genuine is also important. I feel like a lot of people, especially with so much going on, like SoundCloud a few years ago, I remember it wasn't that, popular.
Yeah,
So people were just doing what they wanted to do, uploading it, you know. Now I feel that people are writing things just to fit in. I feel like they're trying to fit into that whole I do a lot of drugs and I'm doing these things to try and seem cool. I
yeah,
feel like if you're going to write music, you should be putting out energy that is coming from within. Like
mm,
all of my lyrics, I'm going to be totally honest, like I'll write them down and I'll record them, but because I haven't performed live in so long with the whole pandemic, I don't have any of them memorized, but I know what I'm writing and I feel the lyrics, and a lot of the stuff that I record and keep them for releases, uh, those are things that I'm going through there in that moment. You know, that day that I decided to record this song, that's how I was feeling. That's what I was going through at the time, you know? And a
mm,
lot of it depends because I suffer from anxiety, not so much depression anymore, but a lot of anxiety. So it just depends how that day goes, you know? Like you could be having a really shitty time in life and you could write a song. You know, if you're really, really angry, you could write an angry song that because that's how you're feeling. If you're really
right.
sad, you're gonna write a sad song. Staying genuine is definitely a really rare thing, I feel.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like a lot of people just try to write what they hear somebody else do. You
Yeah,
know, they're trying to be the next somebody, and you can lose yourself in that, and you can also lose what would have made your music special,
yeah.
in my opinion. But it's
No,
also also interesting because there's people that are just songwriters, you
Yeah,
know, and then they can just like write this great song and then somebody else perform it. And that's always interesting to me how somebody, maybe can write like all these good songs and it just not they just know it's going to be a good song,
yeah. I
you know.
feel like nobody's gonna be looking for like the next Juice World or Little Peep or the next Blink 182 or the next My Chemical Romance. Nobody's going to be looking for that. They're going to be looking for something unique and something new. And that's where I think music should go. If you look at take Machine Gun Kelly for instance, he
Mm,
was a rapper. That's what he started off as, and
yeah,
now he's doing pop punk. I feel like I said before, if you make beats and you can perform on them, you can record them, that's cool. But if you can play your own instruments,
yeah,
it's gonna take it to another level. Because you can make half an album sound pop punk, and then you can make the other half sound like a trap rap emo album. And I
yeah,
think that the variety, if you can show how versatile you are, it makes you more valuable.
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. And so you play guitar and do vocals. You the engineer as well?
Yeah, everything that you hear on any of my tracks, unless it says produced with or by someone,
Yeah.
I engineer everything you hear. I do my own vocals, I do my own mixing, mastering, I do all of my vocals, guitar, bass, synth or piano,
Mm.
drum programming, everything.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
I really like the song Pain. That's your I listened to like three songs and they were all good, but that song specifically stood out to me. I really liked that one a lot.
Thank you.
And it's like it's really impressive to me to hear somebody who does it all themselves because just even like when you're recording vocals to be able to worry about like the engineering side like as you're also like trying to perform perfectly on the microphone is it's like until you try to do it yourself it's like you don't realize how hard that actually is,
So
you know.
sometimes it can really make you want to kill yourself. Honestly,
Yeah, man.
I don't that see that's another reason why I started a collective. I was tired of doing it by myself. You
Yeah,
know, I'd rather I want to like back when I first started, I always had that one friend that would come and like help me record and like press the recording button, and help me out with it. But I've been alone doing it by myself for almost 3 years now, and it's been hard. But if nothing is gonna come easy. You have to put in
yeah.
that work and that time, and you have to have that motivation and drive to do it, even if it's by yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it shows, man. You definitely been putting in the work. The music speaks for itself. It's like very good, high quality stuff. And I think it's good that you had that part of your creative process and now you got the collective. It seems like right about when that was getting old, you found these guys. You
Yep.
know, it's like life's funny like that, where it just, kind of fell into place like at the perfect time.
Yep. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen because the collective's only a few months old. I think we started hanging out within the last 4 to 4 months or so, and all of us are pretty good friends now. We all hang out all the time. We record, and we're gonna try and get some girls to start doing some stuff. There's a
Yeah,
lot. There's a lot that we're working on. Maybe podcast. We're looking at a lot of stuff. Like
that'll
you
be
asked
great,
earlier,
man.
like what else can you guys expect? Right now, we're trying to get more because right now it's just five guys, myself
Yeah,
included. We're gonna try and find some female artists, rappers, or just indie singers. My goal is to have a studio and record as many people as possible and get my brand out there.
That's
And
awesome, man.
yeah, and like I also I'm branching into like Twitch streaming. Are you
Okay.
familiar with video game streaming?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and yeah, so we're working on merch. I have my Twitch account started up, uh, and I want to start doing a podcast, just chilling with a bunch of friends, talking.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, my vision for this website completely changed with the pandemic of I was gonna have people come into like I have like a office space like slash art gallery downtown, and I was gonna do the interviews in person and help like promote local artists. And
Yeah,
then the pandemic happened and the whole office building is shut down, and so I'm just kind of stuck with this like what I thought was a good idea. And I was like, podcast gave me the idea to start doing this. And it's
yeah,
like, why do the interviews just like with people in Miami? Why not? I love to listen to like playlists and try to find new up and coming artists anyway. I was like, why don't I just start reaching out to all these people and, you know, interview them? Everybody needs like um blog write-ups and interviews and like promotion outside of themselves. I feel like as like up and coming musicians have a really hard time with getting people to like accept that they're dope. Like they won't even give them a chance. Like they just like because you're promoting yourself, and it's like as soon as you can say like, oh, this blog did this and this, go check me out. It all of a sudden gives like your pitch to be listened to is different. You're not necessarily saying like I'm dope. Go listen to my dope music.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy how for me this pandemic like uh really helped in a weird way shape what this is going to be. And I think that the podcast is an awesome idea because you'll be able to do something you love by just like talking with your friends. But like I've really enjoyed networking with all the different people and just talking to all the different artists. Like the first episode happened to be some guy from Sweden, you know, like people from all over the country. So I think, whenever you have your podcast, you'll be able to talk to a bunch of people that are from so many different places, and that'll be such a cool experience.
It's exciting. And back to like self promoting, like nobody's gonna want someone, that's just self-promoting. It always takes just one person to say, wow, you're cool, and then they show your friends or their friends.
Mm.
And I feel like a lot of it, especially on SoundCloud and just the internet in general, it's so what is it populated, I guess. There's
Yeah,
so much of the online music right now that you really have to, you'll find 20 shitty songs, and like bad quality, just they're just not good, and you can tell, not to be
yeah,
mean, but you can just tell like they're they're fake, they're talking about stuff it's not them. It's really
yeah,
bad quality. And you could swipe past 20 bad songs and then find that one song where you're like, wow, this is really good. And it just takes that one click, that one like, that one share these days. Back in the day, they didn't have that.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, so we're just trying to give a space for, up and coming artists to have somebody else say like they're dope. Listen to this person.
Yeah.
And but
So
yeah,
how did you come across my music?
it was in a playlist like I was listening to like a alternative rock playlist, and if it had like most of the plays were like in the like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 type of range. I like try to find these playlists where it's not, like super popular people that I've already heard of, or like they don't need another listen. You know what I'm saying? I try to go and find artists that way, and yeah, it was just an alternative rock playlist. I like, I grew up liking a lot of the same bands that you mentioned. Um, Bring the Horizon and My Chemical Romance, probably my two favorite bands. I mean, I'm wearing like a Suicide Silence shirt.
Oh, dude, that's why I tattooed my face because
Yeah,
Mitch here, he passed away in 2012, and I was like, that dude's fucking awesome. I want to like tattoo my face in like memory of him. You know, it's not the same thing.
yeah,
Uh, this Japanese kanji, it means eternal, which is
okay,
the studio name. So Eternal Audio.
nice.
One day we were just sitting down, like, damn, like what's a fucking cool name, you know? And I was like, fuck, Eternal. It's on my face. I think it's cool enough to tattoo it on my face, right?
Yeah, that
So
is dope.
it could be a fucking cool name, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's dope, man. And so yeah, I just try to find like, alternative rock music that I haven't heard. Like most of the bands that I liked are, getting kind of like older. So I'm
Yeah,
looking for like that type of music similar, but new and slightly different, And yeah, like I said, I came across that Pain song, so I went and listened to like a couple of your songs and decided I was going to reach out. I try to before I reach out to somebody, I like two songs have to pass, right? Like I have to listen to two songs
what
that I
songs, right?
like, right? Because you could get lucky with one song, right?
Yeah, and
You
then
gotta have
the other
the,
sound like shit. One good song and the rest are shit.
yeah, it
But
might been like you had a good engineer that like helped, the whole way, and then the other stuff, they weren't there. So,
like, do you
um,
remember what two songs you were like, oh, okay, like I want to interview this guy?
Um, I can't remember. I feel it was like your newest one, like it was like 18 days ago, 19 days ago when I listened to it. The name slipped in my mind because I interviewed so many people and listened to it. It's like your newest song though. Like Pain was the second one down on SoundCloud,
So
and
it's,
then I
it's
listened to the one on the top, and that one was good too.
Together. It was like more like indie pop punk sounding.
Yeah, yeah,
Together.
so something together. What
Yeah,
what was
together.
it?
See, though it was together. See
Together.
that song. I remember how I told you there's some music that I work on for months, and then there's some that I work in like a day. I
Yeah.
recorded and wrote together in 3.5 hours.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah. I wrote everything. Sometimes you'll go into it and just some power, just you'll hear it in your head like it's from a fucking alien or something, you know? They're just shooting down like, here's what it's gonna sound like, here are the words, you know, just use it. And that's what I
Yeah,
felt that
man.
day, and I just put it out. I was like, fuck it, dude. Like, I'm to the point where I'm tired of trying so hard. I just want to make the music for myself and
Yeah.
fuck like literally fuck everyone else. Like, I don't care if they like it. I don't care if you hate it. I'm doing it for myself, and it makes me happy. And I
Yeah.
feel like once I do that, people are gonna like, they're gonna like it, you know?
Yeah, people tend to like that type of stuff anyway. Like as long as you're happy and doing something that you love, I feel like it shows in the quality. You'll end up getting like more fans that way than trying super hard to get fans.
Yeah.
So that's good. Well, man, I want to wrap it up with two questions that don't really have much to do with music.
Okay.
Um, if you were able to give one piece of advice to people watching, what's your best piece of advice?
Best piece of advice. Not music related.
Yeah,
Okay. Life is going to give you what you deserve and not what you want. You need to be motivated, you need to work hard, you need to have discipline, and you need to keep trying. You have to picture that goal in your head, and then you have to uh, go backwards from that goal to see what you have to do next in order to get there. So if you want to say like lose weight or become a fitness model, uh, you're gonna have to. Where do you start? You got to work out, and then you got to keep on going. You wanna play guitar. Say you've never played guitar in your life. You wanna shred. You wanna fucking whatever. You got to practice every day. You got to be disciplined. You have to be motivated. You have to work hard and never give up. Even if you fucking suck,
Mm.
as long as you're fucking trying, you are doing way more than someone that's doing nothing. Because there's so many people out there that are just boring as fuck. They're not doing nothing. They're unmotivated, and they're gonna live the rest of their lives like that.
Yeah.
What you need to do is be motivated, work hard, and life and the universe is gonna give you exactly what you need and what you deserve. Because no one's gonna come up to you and just give it to you on a platter. That's not how the fucking world works.
True.
You have to work for it.
True. True,
Yep.
man. That's good advice. And last question is, what do
Wait,
you?
hold on. And my last point: work hard, but don't fuck anyone else over. Okay? Don't be selfish. There you go. That's also what I forgot. That's very important. Okay? Don't go around being a fucking asshole and just be like, "Fuck you, dude. This is my goal. I'm gonna fucking give me your money. I want to be rich and start robbing people." Don't fucking do that. You
Yeah.
want to be rich or successful? Find something. Find a tool and get good at that one thing or a handful of things and show people your passion and they'll help you.
Yeah. That's great advice, man. And what do you feel like that you're most grateful for in life?
Most grateful. I am hmm, it's deep. It's really deep. I am most grateful for still being here, like a lot of people die every day. um, I'm young. I'm 24. I'm turning 25 in July. I am. I have all my fingers, all my toes. I have all my legs. I can breathe. I have both my eyes, my mouth, my ears. I can hear. If I lost my hearing, I'd probably kill myself. Like just being here, being in the now. We're in that weird transition of music from old school analog, just recordings to now everything's digital, and I just want to see rock and roll come back and be as popular as it was in the 60s, 70s, and the 80s. And I want people to express themselves and be different, stop trying to copy so many different people. And I'm grateful that we get to see the merging of like all of the genres together, like
Yeah.
basically what Pete did, the 808s with the acoustic guitars and the screaming and like the emo stuff, just we're in a really weird time for music right now, and that in as a whole is just really cool.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really excited to see what the this generation coming um contributes to the music industry for sure.
Yeah,
But yo, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you taking the time to do the interview. You want to give one last shout out to, your collective, maybe whatever you have coming out, a date, let us know like what we need to be tuned into.
okay. You can follow my Instagram at Afraid of Myself Official. It's spelled out just like that. You'll always be seeing shout outs to the rest of my members of Eternal Audio. That's Killis, Witless, Darkshore, and Kill Benzo. There's a music video coming out. I'm hoping that we can get it all finished by Halloween day. Like that midday, 6, 7 o'clock. We can drop it so everyone can play it at their parties and get all fucked up and just eat candy. Um, just keep on the lookout for new music, a new style. I think that we're doing a lot of different stuff compared to a lot of people on SoundCloud right now.
Nice, man.
Right
Well,
on.
we look forward to it, and definitely like stay in the loop and let us know like when you're gonna drop stuff. I'll always like help promote anything that I think's pretty good, which already like your music. And if you guys want to, feel free to send like the rest of your collective my way. I can do this with everybody, and we could even like time it right when people have like new stuff dropping. We could do it like for the timing of when their projects are dropping or whatever. But
Awesome.
we're always here to help. So, feel free to reach out, man. I'll get the article written up, and I'll edit this a little bit, and send it your way, and we'll try to have this post for you.
Right on, bro. Hey, I appreciate you. Thanks for hitting me up. Feel free to just hit me up whenever, dude. You need anything, just let me know. If you're ever in Vancouver, Washington, let me know. Even Oregon. Oregon's weird, but some
Hey man, you got to keep Portland weird, bro.
gotta keep Portland weird, but fuck, you know what I mean? But dude, if you're ever around here, or if I'm ever in like, what'd you say, Miami?
Yeah, Miami.
I've
Feel
been to
free, bro.
Miami. I've never been to Miami. I've always wanted to go to Miami,
Yeah,
but
you ever make it down, man, feel free to hit me up.
fuck yeah, bro. Well, I appreciate you, dude. Thanks.
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem. Take care, bro.
You too, dude.